All right, guys. Day 3 of distance learning. I'm just like usual, I'm going to do one more example for you guys from chapter 7 in the dog's book. If you want to grab your books and follow along. And then I'll get you working on some assignments. Tomorrow, the video might be a little bit longer because I'm going to talk about computer science, chapter 7 in the book if you want to look ahead. And walk you through some of the new notions of function and things like that. And then Friday will be a lab for you guys. So here we go. I am at present looking at page 186 in the dog's book. So let's go through this problem together. Augustus is trying to make chocolate milk. He has made a 10% chocolate milk solution, meaning there's 10% chocolate and 90% milk. He also has made a 25% chocolate solution. Unfortunately, the 10% solution is too weak and the 25% solution is too chocolatey. This is funny to me, but he has a whole lot of the 10% solution, but only 30 gallons of the 25% solution. How many gallons of the 10% solution should he make mixed with the 25% solution to get a 15% solution, which he believes is just right? Well, again, we're going to do some sub-problems, but this is an example where in the process of doing our sub-problems, we're going to use a guess and check chart. Okay, so I'll lead you through that example. So here's our problems. You know how much chocolate is in the 30 gallons of the 25% solution that he has? How much chocolate is in the new mixture for that guess? So we're going to be guessing. I don't know how many gallons of that 10% mixture we're going to put in there. How many gallons of the solution are in that mixture with that guess? And then what percentage of the mixture is chocolate? We're trying to get to 15%, recall. Okay, so the first one we can figure out. 30 times 2.25 is 7.5 gallons. So that one we know, and that's going to be constant throughout the guess and check chart. But the rest of it's going to change depending upon what our guess is. So I put together a chart on the next one that you can look at. This is just kind of how I set it up. So I have the gallons of the 10% solution. This is my guess. Okay, I'm not quite sure how many gallons there should be. Gallons of chocolate in the 10% solution, so we're taking 10% of that guess. Gallons of the 25% solution, it's always 30 gallons. The percent of chocolate in there is always 7.5 from the previous slide. Total number of gallons of chocolate is going to be this column plus this column. Total gallons of the solution is this column plus this column. And then, of course, the percentage, is going to be 9.5 divided by 50, or 8 divided by 35, and then we have to determine what our guess is. So if we were to guess 20 gallons, 10% of that is 2 gallons of chocolate mixed with the 25% solution. So that gives us 9.5 gallons of chocolate, 50 gallons of the solution, and 9.5 divided by 50 is about 19%. And that turns out to be too low. Okay, if I make these numbers bigger, I actually get closer to the 15%. We maybe didn't know that at first, so when you look through the book, they went lower. They thought that their guess was too high because 19% was higher than 15%. But what they realized is when they went lower for the number of gallons, they actually got farther away. And so it turns out that that number was low to begin with. So we needed to increase. We went to 30, we got to 17.5%. Wasn't close enough, still low. So we went to 50, still low. Went way up to 100, okay? 13.5, so now that one's actually high for the first time. We went below the 15%. And then tried 60, 10% of that was 6. Okay, so 6 and the 7.5 is 13.5 gallons of chocolate. 60 and 30 is 90 gallons of the mixture, which is exactly 15%. So in the end, the question is, how many gallons of the 10% solution should he add to the 25% solution to make that 15% solution? 60 gallons is your answer. And this chart, in a way, answered numbers 2, 3, and 4 of our sub-problems. Okay? And so that's all I've got for you today for this example. What I would like you guys to do, and I'll just write it up here on the smartboard, is numbers 12 and 13 in the dog's book. And then the web, we're going to do 30 and 31. And of course, have those ready to go by the next day. Okay? All right. Until tomorrow. See you guys.